Jeff from Two Hacks Garage. Well, Jimmy and I got this engine done. It's the 388 cubic inch small block Chevy for Project Fast Times, that 1980 Z28 Camaro. This is a custom run stand that Jimmy built from scratch. He just looked up some basic designs and said, hey, you know what, I know how to make it better, and he did. We'll go over that here in a little while. But one of the first things I do want to talk about, as you saw in all the videos of us building this engine, getting things ready and all that type of stuff, a little bit of things when you go to break these engines in, you will need a few things. One, we did fill this full of coolant and water. We did fill the float bowls up with gas already, and we have fresh 93 octane fuel in there. None of that 87 piss water. But some of the other things yet you're going to need on this, well, some basic hand tools. We have a wrench for the distributor. We've got a nut driver just in case any of the fittings on the hoses come loose, and a screwdriver to actually adjust the carburetor. From there, well, you know what? You have a timing light. That's an obvious. This is actually a laser thermometer reading. You can hit each exhaust tube to see what's going on with those. And just in case one of these gauges fails in here, like a tachometer, I do have a photosensitive tachometer that reads off a little bit of piece of reflective tape. This is going to be kind of a busy morning getting this done. This is a hydraulic flat tappet cam, so our main goal with it is to run this for 20 minutes at about 2,200 RPMs and break that camshaft in. We do have break-in oil in this. You know, we already put the oil in and coolant, let it sit for about a day, make sure there's no leaks that are going to drip or weep. And on top of that too is any sealant, any thread, lock, anything, it has had more than ample time to dry before we fire this up. So real quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you just a quick walk around of this custom engine run stand. See you in a minute. All right, so here's the front of the stand. As you can see, we got an aluminum radiator. We got a 16-inch electric fan. There's a battery, solenoid. You got your on and off switch. It's wired up for multi-use application. You come up here. This has everything on. This is a kill switch, and here's your start button here. We do have an oil pressure gauge, a tach, and a water temp gauge. Jimmy really did put a lot of thought into this thing. If you kind of look here, see the strut legs on those? That's adjustable. It also slides back and forth this way here. So that's universal for any, you know, V-shaped engine application. We actually broke in a big block Ford on this, and this is actually a small block Chevy. So you can see there's a lot of difference between the two, and it fits just fine. Kind of the backside of all this, there's a radiator, overflow, hoses. Now that's where it gets kind of interesting, is when you're trying to get hose configurations and all that. But to make this easier with actual water pump and belts and all that, we went ahead and ordered an electric water pump for a small block Chevy, seeing that's what we're going to primarily be building. Let's come to the back here real quick. So if you look, this is a regular engine stand head. And what Jimmy did is when he built this all up, if you look here, it's got the collar in there with different locks. So when you take your engine freshly off a stand from building it, you can actually just slide it in here, come over here, put your engine mounts in place, which we made our own solid ones, get everything leveled up and lock it into place. From there, we do have a 2-gallon fuel cell, and these are the test headers, but we have mufflers here just to keep things quiet. Jimmy does live in a residential area and just kind of want to mind our manners a little bit. If you look back here, the headers, pipes, yep, powered by Jimmy.
Yeah, gee, thanks.
So that's kind of it in a nutshell. It's simple but yet complicated, but the complication is actually quite simple, if that makes sense. Probably not. So our next step is we are going to go get this thing fired up. See you in a few. Well, there you go, guys. Professor Jimmy got another one, professionally operational, if you want to say. Actually, it's a really good feeling. We broke this in for 20 minutes.
No, it's not. It's cold out here.
Yeah, it is cold out, but that was kind of to our benefit a little bit.
Of course, we got a heater.
So we did get this thing broken in, and as you saw, we ran it for 20 minutes, 2,200 RPM-ish, and we ended up checking the oil pressure. All was good. We checked the water temp. All was good. We set the timing in this. It does have quite a bit of compression, so when this goes in the car, probably have to adjust it a few more times so it doesn't want to kick back. Everything looks good, guys. We had a successful break-in. It sounds really good. I think this is going to be a pretty rowdy engine in Todd's 1980 Z28 Camaro. So we're going to let this cool down. We still need to get this off the run stand, put on the cradle so we can get it up to Kyle's. But with that, Professor Jimmy took care of another one, and Project Fast Times is going to have a whole new heart. With that, see you tomorrow.